Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. George Sparks. What can I say? Boys and their toys. And this is Bible archaeology from the ground down. Remember to like and subscribe. Sponsored by Bible Interact. Maybe you heard of this fantastic discovery within the last couple of weeks, where researchers were out on the west side of the Dead Sea exploring caves around En Gedi, a very popular first location of waterfalls. It was this location, the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament Chronicles, where when King David, at that time just David, was running from King Saul, and Saul went into a cave, it says, to relieve himself, and David cut off a tassel of his garment. So when Saul left the cave and was a distance away from David, then David showed him the tassel and says, King, why do you pursue me? Because I got nothing against you, because I had the opportunity, showing him the tassel. I was this close, I could have killed you, but I let you go. This occasion happened in En Gedi. All right. It's also, once again, a famous tourist spot because of the flowing water and also the waterfalls there. It's fantastic. It's very, very close to also Qumran, the location where the Essenes, a sect of Judaism during the Roman period, hid the Dead Sea Scrolls. So we're going to talk about four Roman swords. Let's say one, two, three, four Roman swords that were found in Gedi, a cave in En Gedi. Now, I'm not talking about the four horsemen of Revelations. Don't get confused. They're just four antiquities of Roman swords. And what makes it so unique is that these are iron swords. And it's very, very rare to find intact iron swords because iron rust. All right. It's not, however, uncommon to find their handles. Sometimes the handles or the pommels would be made of wood or maybe made of limestone. But in the Roman period, it wasn't uncommon that they would be made of bronze. So we can find the bronze handles, but the iron blade itself is long gone, or there just might be a little residue left. But to find an intact Roman sword, the climate has to be perfect so it doesn't rust. I've had opportunities to handle these Roman swords made of iron, and they can be extremely fragile. So, indeed, this is very unique. All right. If you were with me at our last podcast with Dr. David Graves, he actually mentioned that he was on an excursion with a team of archaeologists, including Dr. Randall Price from Liberty University and also Dr. Scott Stripling excavating in Shiloh. And they were searching through the caves on the west side of the Dead Sea, and they found what they believed, and I think they proved that the cave that they happened to be in and were searching once contained, according to pottery fragments, we call them shards, that they found. The cave at one time contained Dead Sea Scrolls, but sadly, they've been looted. With this in mind, the IAA, the Israel Antiquity Authority, sends teams out to the Dead Sea area to actually search these caves to try to acquire antiquities before looters have a chance to do so, and they are sold off to the black market, well, the black antiquity market. So without further ado, I'm going to read to you an article. It's entitled Roman Swords, Weapons, Weapons Kit, which was found in pristine condition. This is actually written by Nathan Steinmeier, September 8th, 2023. Also, these are ancient Roman swords discovered near En Gedi. So if you see a title, you want to look it up, you say ancient Roman swords discovered near En Gedi. That should get you to an article, once again, written by Nathan Steinmeier. The story of this incredible discovery actually begins 50 years ago when researchers noted a fragmentary Old Hebrew inscription written on the side of a cave. The current team was visiting the cave, which can only be accessible by rappelling down a steep cliff face so that they can photograph the inscription with this multispectral photography in hopes of getting a very clear reading. While carrying out the project, Asaf Yair of Ariel University spotted a Roman pylon. That's actually a dagger, nestled inside a narrow crevice of the cave's upper level. Looking around, he also came across pieces of wood in nearby crevices, which would prove to be fragments of the Roman sword's scabbards. That you take the sword and you place it into a sheath, and that's called a scabbard. It covers the sword, protects it, so that an individual or soldier can wear it. Upon making the discovery, the team immediately reported the findings to the IAA, the Judean Desert Survey Project, which in turn sent investigators out to the caves to carry out a full excavation. Now, that's pretty exciting in itself, is it not? Now, visiting the cave in Ein Gedi Natural Reserve. Now, remember, it's a tourist location. Wouldn't it be something if you were on a trip to Israel and you just happened to be at En Gedi and you saw these people rappelling down into a cave, how exciting that would be. And then to learn, that they actually found these swords while you were there. That would be just something to tell people your whole life. So visiting a cave in Gedi Natural Reserve near the Dead Sea, a group of archaeologists stumbled upon a unexpected, incredible discovery: 4 Roman swords and a javelin. So we got 5 actually, and nearly perfect preservation, which date roughly to around 1,900 years ago. Let's just run it off around 2,000, round it off 2,000 years ago. While the archaeologists are not yet certain how these rare finds ended up in the desert cave, they suggested they may have been taken as booty by Judean rebels and during the Bar Kokhba revolt. That's based to around 132 to 135 CE. Now, what is the Bar Kokhba revolt? Well, you probably heard of the first Jewish revolt under Vespasian, and they destroyed the temple. Well, there was a second Jewish revolt under Hadrian. So they're talking about the second Jewish revolt. This clash or horde of weapons included 3 Spatha swords, each measuring around 2 feet long, and a 17-inch ring pommel sword, and of course the pilum, the javelin head. All 5 weapons were common features of a Roman soldier's kit. So if you were a soldier, you got these as your fighting kit. But their preservation is particularly unmatched. That means it's a nice state of preservation. With all the iron swords still including their wooden handles. So they had wooden handles, and 3 still inside the scabbards, inside the sheaths. That's really cool. Their wooden handles and 3 still inside their scabbards. However, while the Sparta swords were standard issue and carried by many Roman soldiers stationed in Judea, the ring pommel sword is the exceptional find. So they found a rare sword among the 4. Finding a single sword is rare, they say. The 4, that's incredible. And they say it's a dream come true. We rubbed our eyes in disbelief, said the researchers, who included archaeologists from the Israel Antiquity Authority, the IAA, and several major Israeli university archaeologists. Now, the dry climate of the Judean desert is still well suited for preserving these ancient artifacts, a fact which led many incredible discoveries over the years, including the famed Dead Sea Scrolls. The team also discovered leather strips as well as wooden and metal finds that belonged to the swords, additional excavations in the cave. That means besides the swords, there was some other artifacts found. Revealed artifacts dating to the Chalcolithic period. Now, get this date: 4,500 to 3,300 years BC, Chalcolithic period, and a bronze coin dated to the Bar Kokhba revolt. That's the second Jewish revolt. And of course, they had coins from that period. I would say the coin pretty much would date the Roman swords. The hiding of the swords and the pilum and deep cracks in the isolated cave north of En Gedi hints that the weapons were taken as booty from Roman soldiers or from the battlefield and supposedly hidden by the Judean rebels for reuse. And this was said by one of the directors of the IAA Judean Desert Survey Project, stating, "We are just beginning to research or researching on the cave and on this weapon hoards that they found, and we're aiming to find out who owned these, which maybe a certain, like the 10th Legion, which maybe legion they belong to, and where they came from, and when exactly they were placed there. So they're taking caution, and by whom they were manufactured. We will try to pinpoint the historical event that led to the hoarding, bringing them to that one place, the cache that they call that, of these weapons in the cave, and determine whether it was the time of the Bar Kokhba revolt or maybe not." Guy Stable, a professor at Tel Aviv University who helped study the swords, is more cautious. Speaking to the Bible Historical Daily, he suggests that it is still too early to reach any type of decisive conclusion on who hid the swords or why. Once we have carbon-14 dating and DNA results and the isotope analysis, well, that's quite a bit, we'll be able to say more about the history of these swords. Despite this caution, he does agree that the most plausible context of the Roman swords being hidden is the period of the Bar Kokhba revolt. I would say so because of course, the coin that was found. Now, an incredible find. I hope you enjoyed this. Who knows? When you go to Israel and you're on a tour, what you might find and who you might be with and what could happen. That's just incredible. Number one, kudos to those that found it. And number two, I'm really jealous. You have a nice day. Thank you.